Greetings! I'm Ellie Dixon and you are watching Fork the News.
You've recently released your EP, Tales of Night. Can you describe each song using just a few words? Let's start with Renaissance.
Okay,
Which is a
Renaissance.
French
Yes, Renaissance. Renaissance is victorious. Miscalculations is frustrated but cathartic.
Cause I get drunk on miscalculations, think too hard, plus more conversations. Eyes are tearing, heart palpitations, paper cuts feel like lacerations.
And Guts is big and angry and fun.
Wish I had the guts, wish I had the goal. Wish that I was big, strong, did it all. But I'm a little scared, I'm a little small. Wish I had the guts, wish I had the guts. Guess I'm empty, that sucks.
Night Shift is playful and silly.
I'm on the night shift, sword in my hand, yeah, it's priceless. Get down on one knee for a highness. I'm unbeatable when I'm like this. On the night shift, sword in my hand, yeah, it's priceless.
Loose Change is disorienting and clever.
Turns out my brain's a bit different. My therapist said my thoughts just roll around like loose change up in my head. Turns out my brain's a bit different. My therapist said
13 is soft, tender, sweet.
it's all good, it's all right. I will be seen. I will always be who I was at 13.
Your Tales of Night era leans into this very medieval imagery and fantasy. So what drew you to that aesthetic?
So around the time I was writing the EP, I was watching Lord of the Rings with my flatmates. I was watching this Netflix show called Delicious in Dungeon, which is like an animated show about Dungeons and Dragons adventurers, but specifically about what they eat. It's a great show. And we were playing this a couple of board games that are all quite Dungeons and Dragons and like fantasy kind of themed, and that obviously has a lot of medieval imagery in it as well. And so I think just because I was absorbing that in my personal life, it was then coming out in the music. And I really love a visual theme, and I find it really helps me write if I can like put a skin on something. So if I'm angry, I'm not just angry, I'm fighting in a battle, and it makes it more easy for me to write poetically rather than just like literally like, I'm really annoyed right now. It's like, so I took my sword and it suddenly is this vehicle for poetry rather than just like very obvious direct storytelling.
So you've called Night Shift kind of like a love letter to your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, is there one specific memory that instantly brings you to that song? Like one memory with your friends that instantly brings you back to that vibe?
Yeah, there was one particular night out that just kind of summed up that feeling. It was by this organisation in London called Queer House Party. They're amazing, shout out. And it was just a really good night. Everyone was in a great mood. It felt so joyous and silly and fun, and everyone was dressed completely differently. It was just really, really silly, and I think about that night out a lot as a real summary of particularly the queer community that I'm in London now.
I'm on the night shift, sword in my hand, yeah, it's priceless. Get down on one knee for a highness. I'm unbeatable when I'm like this. On the night shift, sword in my hand, yeah, it's priceless. Get down on one knee for a highness. I'm unbeatable when I'm like this. On the night shift, excuse me, out the back of the wagon. Me and the girlies gonna roll into the tavern. It's a big boots, chainmail kind of fashion. Move out the way, fix your breath, little dragon. It's a slay or be slain world. I am an assassin underneath these curls. When they
also feels like your most confident era now because you've been writing music for a long time. So what flipped that switch for you?
What gave me that confidence?
Yeah.
Ooh. Honestly, I think when, having gone through the music industry a little bit and doing the independent thing and then being signed and then being dropped, I think it feels like I've had a few life cycles in the industry, and it really makes you choose to do music, because when you're starting out and things are going well, it's sort of a natural progression to just keep making music, and you're not necessarily as conscious about it. It's like, this is the thing I do, this is a thing, okay, this is the next thing, I have a show now. But then when things go wrong or go quiet and you have to pick it up again, that's far more of a conscious choice. And so I think it made me really back myself and choose to do it. And then as well, I wanted to prove myself as well. I felt like I had a lot to prove, and you have to go hard or go home when you've proven yourself.
So that's also like this whole vibe of like the Renaissance era as well for you. Like you kind of like overcoming all of these battles you've done in the past as well in the music industry, and just like this is your new era basically.
Yeah, the whole thing feels like a rebirth, and yeah, it comes out in the music.
Well, so in Loose Change, it kind of has become like the ADHD anthem. I saw that somewhere.
That means a lot.
Considering the ADHD is very hard, like sometimes to put your thoughts in order and everything, how did you put that so well into words, into a song?
I think because ADHD is so difficult to explain, rather than trying to explain the thing itself, I was explaining the messy feeling that it gives. I guess I wasn't strictly trying to exactly explain what my thoughts are like. It was more like explaining the feelings that I had around it. And also I let the music do a lot of the talking, because the music is falling over itself, and the time signatures and the kind of chugging beat and the way it keeps evolving and chopping and changing. And so I think the words on paper are still very descriptive and accurate, but I think the music gives it context and purpose and really drives the point home, because as you say, words are limited and it's very hard to explain things, but yeah, it's a show not tell, I guess.
So one thing that I really liked about one of your songs, the Gut song, is that at the end you repeat, I am brave just for being here, kind of it's like if it's a daily affirmation, which gives like this whole very therapeutic kind of vibe as well. Is that the message you're trying to convey sometimes with your music as well, like trying to be kind of a therapy for the people who listen to you?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, my music is therapy for me. And with a lot of these songs that I'm writing, that is part of the healing process. And so these affirmations and positive messages are things that I'm needing to hear as well. And I think when you start writing things that you need to hear, chances are a lot of other people need to hear them too. And I like to make art that when it goes into the world, it's gonna change it in a positive way. Yes, I really like to write songs that help the world and put something good into it. I feel like that's the purpose of art. And so, and where I was in Guts, actually, I was writing this song and it was feeling really angry and down on myself, and I wrote the I'm brave for just being here in the bridge because it felt like it needed a positive conclusion. It needed like, this sucks, this has been really hard, I've missed out on stuff. And if I just ended there, I would have been like, oh. But then I was like, but you know, the fact is, it's harder for me to do certain things, and that's amazing that I'm doing them. And putting that twist made the song feel more empowering. And for like a big song that I want to perform and feel good performing, that message at the end it's one of my favorite bits actually to play live.
I'm brave for just being here. 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 I'm brave for just
don't know if you've said this to yourself before, like when looking in the mirror in the morning, like I am brave just for being here. But I know that there is something that some people need to tell themselves. Like, was that something that you needed to tell yourself at some point in your life as well?
Ooh, I've needed to hear a lot of things. I think it's such a cliche, but I think the thing I've needed to tell myself, or the thing I've needed to hear the most, is that I can trust myself. I think that's the root of so many things, the root of not being authentic, the root of anxiety, the root of fear, the root of a lot of things is just not trusting yourself. So that's definitely what I could have done with hearing a lot.
On your shows, you do something that is like basically building the layering, the harmonies. That for me feels like kind of like you bring as well like this bedroom studio style into your venue, into your concert as well.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, dancing queen. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen.
So how did this idea start of the layering on stage?
I guess this kind of layering and looping concept is how I make music. And you know, when you're just one person in a studio making music, like when I first started with just my guitar and a microphone, you can only play one thing at once. And so the way I still build any song is by adding layer by layer. And I think I started wanting to do it in my shows. Firstly, I used to play with a loop pedal. So the only way, before backing tracks could be in my show, the only way I could build a bigger sound on my own was to use a loop pedal. So then that was kind of the next step. That was the first time I was looping live. And then I saw an AJR show, which I love. They're a band that completely self-produce, and they really bring the audience into the show, and they show all these different sounds and how they make it. And again, at this point I was performing without a band, and so it was, how can I build a sound, make it not feel like karaoke, like I'm just singing over the backing track, and bring people into the process. And so this is kind of the perfect middle where it can build up quite quickly. I can show all these bits that I've made, bring people into the process, and it looks cool and it's fun.
True. So you produce, you write, you also sample using everyday objects. So how is your whole creative process when you're writing a song, for example? Do you start by finding a sound somewhere and just sampling it, or do you hear like a sound and like, oh, this could be used in a song? How does that work for you?
I can get a bit of inspiration for a song anywhere. Normally I'm finding some chords. I love harmony and texture, so that tends to come first. But sometimes I hear a sound and in my head I'm already building a kind of world around it. But I write and produce at the same time, so it's a lot more flexible, because I could start with drums if I wanted. I could write something a cappella and then put some things in it. I could play guitar, I could do this, I could do that. I could start with keys with a little synth. And there isn't really like one way that I do it. But having that set up, it's just so flexible and versatile, and it means I can just follow an energy. And so if I just go, I just recorded some birds and I love the sound of that, I'm dropping it straight in. I'm recording something over the top. So it's very organic, and I will write as I build the sound rather than writing a whole song. So it just evolves as one big thing rather than separate elements.
So that's actually kind of good as well for someone who has ADHD, because you can just go like with the flow, basically.
Exactly. The flow state. The cons of ADHD is disorganization, and this isn't, obviously this is different for everyone else. For me, the cons of my ADHD is that I can be very disorganized, I can forget things. If there's lots of things to remember in different places, I'm pretty useless. But when I get in a flow state and I get to be in my zone writing, that's when like the positive sides kind of click in, and I barely even feel my body, and it just goes, and it's the best feeling. And I think a lot of artists describe a similar feeling, this flow state of just feeling completely attuned and no self-consciousness, which I think is something that we're always like striving for as humans.
And what is the biggest message you hope to convey with your music?
Ooh. I think the biggest message with this EP has been that it's okay to feel, and that you're not alone in your feelings. Because I've kind of was writing songs about things that I wasn't personally getting much reassurance around, and I wasn't personally hearing many pop songs that were soothing me about my anxiety, or, you know, really getting into what a panic attack feels like, and that I can feel seen in that. So yeah, I'd like people to feel seen and that their feelings are okay, because once you accept them, you move through them pretty quickly. It's just that acceptance first.